Hey, it's Christmas Eve and we're getting ready for Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Yes, sirree, Bob. I can do that too because my name's Bob. And the thing is this, is that today's word is gift. Gift. And I've got gifts here in the car. I've got gifts on the dash. I've got gifts everywhere. Gifts, gifts, gifts. They're just coming out of my earbuds here. Gifts, gifts, gifts. Today, let's talk about it. And, of course, I was just mentioning on the promo video that I was going down the highway here, and a young person who was homeless and chosen to live the life of a person outside of the realm of what God has, because I'm pretty sure that if you want to join a program, if you want to get to a church, if you wanted to go and sweep up or help, I believe that God will provide for you. But this poor fellow, he's on the side of the freeway, and he's got all his clothes, and he's just they're covered with mud, and he's just kind of scooping them up out of the dirt. I thought, wow, that's so sad. Now you wonder why those natives have the little grass skirt and the simple clothing. It isn't because they know that, hey, why waste time with a bunch of clothes when you've got mud, muck, and all right, by the way, buzz driving is drunk driving, so I don't drink, so I don't have to worry. But if you have someone who's consuming alcohol, then that's considered bad. So don't do it. These people are going real fast here. Remember, yesterday we were going down the highway, and we saw a crane. Crane was taking out a giant truck that had been exited from the freeway right through the divider, right over the tracks. It was like, really? Seriously? So today's word, gift. Every good gift, every perfect gift comes down from above, from the Father of lights. And just saw a hubcap fly off of a vehicle, and then the hubcap was having to avoid the hubcap there. Crazy. That was a gift. Free hubcap. Just reach out and grab it. The breath I just took is a gift. Eyesight, a gift. Ears, gift. Taste and feelings are gifts. My mom and dad were my gifts. My children are gifts. My friends, neighbors, my wife, my pastor, all gifts. All of these things are gifts. You think of the sound of music and that famous song that Julie Andrews made rich. And raindrops on roses and snowdrops on kittens, something like that. Red rosy packages wrapped up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply worship my wonderful God, and then He fills me so grand. Yep, if we just focus on God, we can make it through these hard times. We can't focus on God if we can't seem to get our minds off of. Sometimes we want to focus on the bags of, there's those little blue bags that people are always using around the neighborhood, and they're carrying them around. If you want to just focus on the contents of blue bags, then you're going to be pretty upset. You're going to be pretty depressed, because there's nothing good in those blue bags. It's waste, and it's got to go away. And nobody wants to deal with waste. That's why we have a plumbing system. And plumbers have to deal with waste. Plumbers have to make sure that the tubes are free and clear. But as far as you and I, we don't want to deal with waste. We have a minimal contact with waste. We just want to just let it go. And waste is not just human or feces or dog waste. No, waste can be the garbage of life. The things where I have a therapist used to say, and he would just cry out. And there was actually a game in one of these movies I remember, and it was called, and you had to tell whether it was good or whether it was, and There you go, pal. Run right over there. What's that guy? He's just gonna run right up on the tailpipe. Let me climb up on your tailpipe, my buddy. And not going quite fast enough for this fella, but he's putting his brakes on now, so I don't know. So, what do we focus on? I saw Judah Smith last night, and he was on a new Twitter, I want to say Twitter rant, a little Trumpism there. Everything on Twitter's a rant now. I'm going to rant on Twitter. No, he had a nice little shot. Looked like he was giving another sermon, and I always love hearing from Judah Smith because he's bright, he's cheerful, he's to the point, and always, I don't know about that. He's always got that little, kind of a fun little twisty way of presenting the information in a way that seems so cool, so cool, so cool. I don't know how a guy could be so cool. I mean, the guy's just like the coolest guy in the world. I think he's awesome. And I'm the dorkiest guy in the world. Hello, I'm Mr. Dork. Not Mr. Stork, I'm Mr. Dork. So, people like dorky. I guess some people don't like dorky, but everyone likes a Yorkie. We'll tie it in somehow here. The gift of having my car that's working. I mean, my car's working. There's a thing about a brake light. I'm going to go fix that at Auto Body Crafters. Remember, I told you, I had my car accident. I was sitting there quietly, minding my own business, and the car crunched up on me. Well, the tail light of my car went out. So I took it to the independent Volvo dealer, and my friend Arden, my sponsor today, Mr. Arden said, "Hey, Mr. Bob, that tail light assembly is not right. It's not right." Well, I called Gary at Auto Body Crafters, and he said, "Oh, well, it's probably the part was a used part. Maybe it was a defective used bad part." Okay, so I am going today, and they're going to put a new part in. So they're going to put a new part in, and then that'll fix that. It's going to be a gift. I gave last night 2 gifts to 2 of my children. The little guy, he wanted an umbrella, so I got him. Let me put these glasses down here. I got him an umbrella. I also bought him at Thrifty's this umbrella. I'm going to take this back. So I got my son 2 umbrellas, and guess what? He didn't like either one of them. He didn't see the black one, but he didn't want that. He said, "No, I want," and he knew what he wanted. Well, Mother and I, we didn't know what he wanted, but I knew what he wanted, because I thought, you know what, he wants a regular umbrella like everybody else, but a miniature version, like a little kid's version. So I called Toys R Us, I called Target, I called Fedco, I called everybody. I didn't know Fedco was still in business, bub. All right. I always preface the Targets with the name that they used to be. Like in Pasadena, it used to be Robinson, so now it's Robinson's Target. And then the Target in East Pasadena is known as Fedco Target. And then there's a Target in Eagle Rock, it's Montgomery Ward Target. See, everybody has it. There's always some kind of place that's gone out of business that we're trying to sponsor here. Are you thankful? Thankful. We're teaching Ethan right now, my young man Ethan, and little Stevie, we're teaching them both, say thank you. I will actually say, Stevie, yeah, okay, say thank you, Mr. Bob, for my, and I will just make them say the words, and then eventually my children, I got a 15 I got a 16-year-old and a near 14-year-old going on 35. I've got a couple of bigger kids, and they are not as good at saying thank you because they're kind of in those teenage years. But at the same time, they've learned, they know that they should say thank you. And I make sure they say thank you. Like we went to this party, a really rip party a week ago at a loft in Los Angeles. Wonderful time. And I said, my daughter, says they all walked to the car. Well, I just sat by the cake table, passed that cake, and I waited. And my daughter came back. I walked up with her, and she said, I think the guy's name is Keith. Said, thank you, Keith, for the wonderful party. Appreciate you opening your home, And we said thank you, and then we left. But I made sure they said thank you because part of getting a gift is saying thank you. In fact, I'll show you how smart my wife is. My wife's a genius. She's run out of thank yous because she's always so thankful. So what she did was this year is she went ahead and bought a brand new box of thank you cards so that she's already pre-sprung, ready to go to thank all these people who are going to give gifts. And her sister gives a lot of gifts. And I'm really just going to be like ready to cry, I think, on Christmas this year because I feel as though it's going to be the first Christmas in a long time. I've had a hard time with Christmases for a long time, starting when my mother died back at Christmas of 1972. That wasn't a very good Christmas. It was kind of, I'm real happy to have my little, it makes me so happy. But I'm thinking my mother's dead, We went to Mammoth Mountain, snowing. And boots were too tight. I didn't have boots to fit me. So Christmas was not that good. And then many years ago, probably 7-8 years ago here, it had to be 8 years ago, they came in and they just snapped up and our world was turned upside down. And so we've not had a really good Christmas for a long time, and it's going to be nice to be there with the family. And last year's Christmas was awesome. I got to go with a family down by Mexico, down by the beach, and it was awesome. And it was funny because it was the simplest little thing, just little butter knives and a little piece of bread and a little scoop of this and a little bit of that, and nobody had a suit and tie, and there wasn't any governor. It was just a little simple little, and then we all scrambled and we went to the movies. It's like, really? Got to go to the movies? And it was real cool. So I incorporated that this year with my family, and yesterday we went and saw Rogue One, Star Wars. It was really good. Carrie Fisher was good at the end. Peace and hope, So what is the ultimate gift? The ultimate gift, of course, is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. I was out in one of my stops, and there was a customer that had suffered greatly. Suffered. Physically was just ill, sick. And it affected the person's demeanor, affected how they looked. This customer could not go out the door without, it was just a mess. And it was some sort of severe allergic reaction. Nobody could figure out. It was terrible. And I thought, you know what? You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the limos and the Cadillacs and the Escalades, and you can have everything you want. But if you don't have health, so the gift of health. I have to wrap up now. I'm all done. I hope that you will pencil in or schedule in, forget the pencil, get a Sharpie out, and mark it down on the wall. Saturday, February the 11th, 2016, we're going to go to Casa del Green. We're going to be with Bob and family, and we're going to enjoy a nice time of fellowship. We're going to say thank you to God together in Jesus' name. Amen. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at 213-713-8954 or 8954green@att.net, on the Twitter at BobBob8954. And of course, you're watching, say it with me, Pasadena Bob Devotional. Yeah. It's my pleasure, it's my joy to say thank you to God. It's a real pleasure to share this time with you, and I'm so encouraged for the text, the emails, the phone calls, and the letters that I get that tell me how appreciative people are. I don't get many letters anymore, but You can always send me a card. All right. God bless you. Love you. See you tomorrow.